Publicity tip number 1. Today's tip is a technology tool tip or resource. I've been affectionately called the technology tool guru and expert. This is a free tool from Google called Google Alerts. And what's great about them is that these are bots that will scour the web and find interesting content and news and deliver it directly to your inbox. So here's how to use Google Alerts. You can use them to track the following. Media mentions. It's always a delightful surprise to find out you've been mentioned in the media and you may not know about it. Industry news. You'll want to keep abreast of industry news and happenings and events. When your competitor gets mentioned and when they have news. And this is a great way to find journalists and publications that write about your topic. Now, here's a tip. If they've just written about a competitor, unless you have a new angle or story or news, they probably won't cover you right now, but you want to add them to your media list and start developing a relationship and following the journalists and the publications that have written about your competitor. And you can get ideas. You can see trends and patterns happening in the industry and generally stay well informed. Now, here's what I do to make it easier to benefit from the alerts. I set up a folder within my email inbox and I set a rule so that all the alerts go to that folder. So it makes it easier to have them all in one place and to review them at the same time. Here's what you want to track, the keywords that you would set the alerts for. Set up one for your name. If you have a team with a number of different people in leadership, you'll want to track each one of them. You want to track your company name, the industry or niche that you're in. So it could be chiropractor or chiropractic. You'll find that this may be too broad and you'll have to fine tune it after you get the alerts for a while, but set that just to get started. Top 3 competitors. Track their names and key executives or leaders within their company as well. Top keywords that people would use to search for your company, product, or service. Here's the URL or address for Google Alerts. It's just www.google.com/alerts. Now, here's what the interface looks like. It's a very simple interface. You just type in what you want to create an alert about. There are the suggestions, as you can see at the bottom. So let's start to create an alert. I put in the word chiropractic, and as you can see from the drop-down menu right below, you get to choose how often you want to get the alerts, your language, region, the sources, and how many. I always choose only the best results, but you can play with that and change it. And what also happens at the very bottom, you see you get a preview of what kind of alerts you'll be getting. And this can be, as I said, a little bit too broad, or it can be exactly what you need. And you can tweak that later. You can always go back and change the settings on this. So here's just a look at all the alerts that I have. I've got 27. You actually get to have an unlimited number. You can see that you have them all listed very nicely to go ahead and edit them or delete them. Here's a mind map that I created to make it easy for you to see how to get the most out of Google Alerts for both PR and content monitoring. So you want to scan your alerts and identify the mentions, trends that are happening, news, ideas, publications, specific authors or journalists writing about the topic, and potential JV or strategic alliance partners. And then once you've identified those, you can decide what action you want to take. If it's media mentions, if you've been mentioned in the media, you'll probably want to make a clipping, take a screenshot of it, bookmark it, share it with your followers on Twitter and social media. You may want to post it to your newsroom or website, mention it in your newsletter. If it's an online story about you, you can make a comment below in the comments area, or you can respond privately to the author and thank them for mentioning you or quoting you in the story. And as you can see, you can do the same thing with trends and news. With publications, you can clip, you can pitch them, you can follow them. You can use the trends and ideas to create products. You can use the trends and ideas to create a press release, a newsletter article, a video, a blog post, a tweet. There are virtually endless possibilities on how to use Google Alerts for both content and PR monitoring and marketing. For more free PR tips, go to my Facebook page at JM Tabachnik, follow me on Twitter at Jane Tabachnik, or go to my website at janetabachnik.com.